Hey everybody, Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics. This video we're going to take a look at Stand 1 Armory's offerings for 9mm ammunition. So as you may or may not know, I am somewhat critical when it comes to remanufactured, reloaded ammunition. Not because it can't be done well, because it can, but because there's so many different brands out there that it's hard to establish a reliable consistency when you shop around. Unlike, you know, your bigger factory new ammunitions where, you know, you can use 4 or 5 different brands and not really see a significant difference in quality, just necessarily in performance. Because remanufactured ammunition can be done in a garage all the way up to the same level of production facility that you'd see from one of the bigger factory new ammunitions, it definitely pays to do your due diligence when it comes to where you're going to get your ammo from and if you're going to trust it. Because I see so many different types of ammunitions come through classes, and then me just being curious on my own when I'm shopping for my own personal ammo, just buying what I haven't seen in classes or what I haven't seen other people shoot or what have you, I got a pretty good sample size when it comes to reliability, consistency, and if I was going to recommend a remanufactured ammunition, I've got a short list of guys that I'd recommend. When I teach in Texas at a place called The Ranch, I see Stand 1 come through because Stand 1's out of Texas, I believe. And since I've seen it in both handgun and rifle classes, and it appeared definitely reliable, I didn't see any consistent problems with it that were definitely ammunition based. It seemed like it ran good, it ran clean. During low light classes, it didn't run very dirty. It wasn't putting out a lot of smoke that was causing diffusion or introducing just general visibility issues for the shooters. So I want to take a look at it for myself. Start off with the handgun stuff for their 9mm. They're 115 and they're 147. What I'm looking for when I check out ammo is obviously reliability and consistency. I want it to function in the gun. I want it to function across a bunch of different guns. Even though I'm pretty Glock-centric, I do have other makes. And of course, I have some Glocks that are very factory, and then I have some Glocks that are way north of factory. And I also want to make sure it's going to be accurate, because even as practice ammunition, I still need to be able to see where I'm hitting. And if the ammunition isn't consistently accurate, then it's not really going to help me do that. So during the review process, I had just over 1,200 rounds between the 115, the 147, and their 147 chubby round. I was very impressed, actually, across a broad scale of different guns that I shot it through, with the pressure consistency. I never felt like the recoil from magazine to magazine to magazine was being significantly inconsistent. I bring that up because I've shot remanufactured ammunition in the past where from start to finish you felt 2, maybe 3 different pressure inconsistencies in the way that the ammunition was cycling the slide. And this is something you can easily experience for yourself. Say if you fire a 115 and you throw a 147 plus P somewhere in the magazine, you're going to notice the difference. Well, the longer you shoot a specific type of or specific grain of ammunition, as you know, the more you're able to detect when something's not right. And I fired some remanufactured ammo in the past and I almost felt like I was getting squibs because it had so low pressure it was barely cycling that slide. And that's obviously an issue. I want my ammunition to be consistent. The Stand 1 Armory ammunition that I got is definitely consistent. I also liked that the fact that the primers, it doesn't have hard primers. Even on my guns that tend to strike a little lighter. I didn't have any failure to fires over the entire 1,200 plus rounds of ammunition that I fired. Of course, reliability is only part of the equation. Is it going to be accurate? Accuracy, like I said, is going to be important even though it is practice ammunition. And budgets being budgets, we try to buy the best high quality ammunition we're able to afford and the amount that we need for what we're going to do. Especially students coming to classes, that's where I see a lot of reloaded ammunition because the cost of the class is usually the smallest part. Then you got travel, lodging, and ammo, and those usually together make up way more than the actual cost of the class. So accuracy is going to be important. What I did is I set up a target at 25 yards, bullseye target, and I used an OEM-ish Glock 17 to shoot 5-round groups between the 115 and their 147, just their regular 147. What I was looking for obviously was a consistent group point aim. Now this is subjective because it is me shooting, but I did my best to isolate the gun given what I had available to the time. By bench resting it as well as possible. I wasn't able to sandbag it because I forgot to bring my gun bag with me. That being said, here's the 115 out of a Glock 17. And here's the 147 out of the same gun. I am not disappointed in those results in any way, shape, or form. That may be one of the better groups, both of them really, that I've ever fired from a non-bagged handgun at 25 yards. I was proud of myself, but more so proud of the ammunition for being able to allow me to get that consistency. I bring that up specifically because you can see from the consistency that there was a lack of consistency in the ammunition. I wouldn't have been able to produce those results. I probably would have thought it was me. I probably would have fired an additional 100 rounds trying to see, is it the gun or is it me? And eventually I would have got frustrated, drug a vise out to the range, viced the gun down, and did it that way. But luckily I didn't have to do all that because the ammo was consistent and it provides a pretty high degree of accuracy for remanufactured ammunition. I can't remember a time where I've seen a remanufactured ammunition provide better results than that. And again, from a handgun at 25 yards, even bench rest supported, you're going to be hard pressed to find ammunition that's going to give you more than what that was able to give me. If you're into shooting suppressed handgun calibers, like I tend to be occasionally when I go through that phase every now and then, their 147 is pretty quiet. Their 147 Chubby, I think, is even quieter, even though that's not its main purpose. Chubby round is for minimal power for steel, so it gives you less recoil, but you're still able to knock some plates over if you're going to be shooting steel match or something like that. Not really my bag. I don't shoot a whole lot of steel, so I was mainly interested in their 115, but also their 147 subsonic for both submachine gun, or I should sorry, 9mm carbine purposes. And obviously when I shoot handguns suppressed, I found it quiet, no cycling issues. Cans on handguns can be notoriously finicky, not only because of booster issues or standoff issues with the barrel and the guide rod, but because the ammunition you're putting in them may not be enough to cycle them. So the 147 cycled those suppressed handguns pretty damn good. I was very impressed with that. So as far as Stand 1 Armory's ammunition goes, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to say it's good to go at the present quality they're producing. I'm very, very pleased with it. There's not a whole lot else you can say about ammo. No really other way to make it super sexy other than to say it's consistent, it's reliable, and it's accurate. Those are the three prongs that you need for good quality training ammunition or practice ammunition. So if you are looking for ammunition to shoot and you don't want to spend as much as maybe factory is going to cost, Stand 1 is a very, very good choice. I'm Aaron Count with Sage Dynamics. Train accordingly.